Hello there, my name is Matthew Johnson. I'm Professor of Public Policy at Northumbria University, and I'm the editor of Global Discourse, which is a quarterly journal published by Bristol University Press. What I'd like to do today is to set out some of the core features of the journal and some of the key criteria that we apply when we examine proposals for special issues of the journal. And that's important because at the minute we have a call for themed issue proposals. And the plan is to examine a number of different proposals that come in this spring before deciding the next couple of years of content. So in terms of what the journal does, the journal is problem oriented. It's concerned with real world challenges and current affairs. It's interdisciplinary, that is to say it brings together a wide range of different approaches, theories, paradigms and disciplines in examining that single issue or cluster of issues. It's global insofar as while there's often a local focus to some of the research, the implications that are examined are placed in a global context. It's applied insofar as the theoretical work that takes place within a journal all has a clear application to real world issues and is often worked through empirically through forms of primary research. The journal is dialogical. By that we mean that each article is accompanied by a response written by an established figure in the field, which brings together the various different applications and implications of the work that's been published and seeks to advance a dialogue and debate around the underpinning research. And finally, each issue is themed. So that means that we don't have general content. We focus on examination of a particularly pressing challenge through a cluster of different approaches. The journal started back in 2010 by PhD students at Newcastle University and the University of Queensland. And the founders of the journal are still involved in the journal today. So me, Shannon Brinkat, who's one of the deputy editors, and various other colleagues who've been with us since the start. The idea is that the journal from the outset has fostered discussion and debate between often artificially isolated disciplines. That's been apparent throughout the journal's history, and what we've tried to do is to bring together those artificially separated disciplines in examining challenges that aren't often examined through an interdisciplinary lens. We've got an impact factor of 1.5, and the extensive experienced International Advisory Board is committed to advancing and increasing that impact factor by renewing some of the driving force behind the journal content. So hence this call for themed issue proposals. Throughout that 14-year period, there's been a commitment to providing opportunities for early career researchers. And lots of the editors that have been involved in the journal have gone on to quite established careers and are now certainly established academics in a range of different disciplines and countries. Why is it a good idea to edit an issue of a journal like this? Well, I think it gives the opportunity to scholars, particularly early career researchers, to develop an issue of real importance, to demonstrate the importance of examining a particular challenge in a particular way. And in doing that, you can make your mark on a field in quite a concentrated form. That's to say, you can bring together leading figures from around the world alongside earlier career researchers and map out the terrain of a particular subject area. And that enables you not just to publish research related to your direct research interests, but actually to string together a narrative about the way in which a particular issue is addressed. Editing an issue of a journal like this gives you an opportunity to engage with senior colleagues internationally. And doing that is an extremely important formative experience, because it's not just a general interaction between different career stages, it's a focused interaction about the production of a key and important output of relevance to both career stages. It's an opportunity to shift debate forward. And when we think about some of the journal issues of the past 14 years, there have been various different iterations that have led to quite significant shifts in the way in which people think about particular problems. And in that regard, it's an opportunity of testing and evaluating new approaches to challenges. So this is a site for innovation as much as anything. And if it's done well, it gives you a genuine possibility for advancing your career effectively. So what is it that we're looking for? Well, we want an issue proposal that examines a specific under-researched contemporary challenge. It does that through cutting-edge interdisciplinary engagement. The proposal needs to identify 6 to 8 articles, each accompanied by one or more commentaries. And in that respect, what we need is an outline of the sorts of articles that will be produced and the sorts of authors who might be involved and the sorts of commentaries that might be produced as a consequence. We're also committed to ensuring there's a diversity within the author and editorial body at various different levels of seniority. And that's really important for a range of different reasons. What we need is an issue proposal that relates theory to practice. And in that regard, what we need is the application of interdisciplinary approaches to otherwise isolated fields. More than anything, though, perhaps what we need is an issue proposal that is genuinely innovative, provides pathways through to groundbreaking research, and creates scope for real-world impact. What we're looking for is research that leads to clear policy implications that could be implemented in various different jurisdictions. Recent examples of issues that embody these various different criteria include an issue on the potential value of evolutionary theory to policy making with regard to climate change, social security, and various other different areas. There was an issue on the role of interdisciplinarity in dealing with multiple overlapping crises, the role of emotion in pandemic governance, and the general challenge of precarious employment and precarious socioeconomic circumstances on a wide range of different structural issues, such as the challenges surrounding housing. There are many different areas that remain under-researched, and this is an opportunity for you to identify and articulate those areas effectively. How to apply? Well, you need to complete the application form, which will be linked to within this video. You need to come up with a title for the journal issue. You need to identify guest editors. You need to describe their backgrounds. You need to produce an abstract of the proposed issue. You need a draft contents page, a publication schedule, and plans for impact. And those plans for impact aren't just additional add-ons. They're really important to understanding the potential value of the issue as a whole. The issue proposals will be assessed by the editorial team, and we'll be looking to establish the intellectual significance, originality, and rigor of the issue proposal. We'll be applying almost a ref lens to how the content will looks like it will shape up. We'll be looking at international appeal, and that doesn't mean that issues have to focus on international issues, international challenges in and of themselves. But what we're looking for is the ability for editors to demonstrate the relevance of local studies, of local foci to global real-world challenges. We're also concerned about the quality of editorial leadership. So we're looking for people who can demonstrate competence in leading issues. And that might not mean that you need to be a senior figure in the field, but what we're looking for is some evidence that you've collaborated with others, that you've got links to others, or that you've got the capacity to create those links, and that you've got a track record of delivering, because ultimately the journal has a commitment to punctuality and to orderly running, which means that we need to work with colleagues who've got a commitment, a shared commitment to ensuring that issues are developed effectively. And finally, what we're looking for in terms of the profile of contributors is not just a list of leading lights, but also a body of well-positioned contributors from various different career stages who've got the capacity to engage with one another meaningfully. So we're looking for looking to assess the issue proposal as a whole and in the round, rather than just in terms of picking out a few. So we hope you will submit a proposal for this issue competition. If you have any queries or suggestions, or if you'd like to talk about the journal more broadly, please do get in touch. My details are on the proposal form. Thank you.